Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're going to break down the blueprint for Lumara. It's this really bold new idea for a nationwide support network for immigrants. Now, it's a plan that uses technology, for sure, but as you're about to see, the whole thing is really powered by people. Okay, let's just dive right in here. The entire concept kicks off with this really powerful promise. You know, in a world full of chatbots and automated phone trees, Lumara is making a stand right from the get-go. Real humans, real help. And that's not just some catchy tagline. Nope, it's a strategic choice, and it shapes every single part of their plan, from who they hire to where the money goes. It's the foundation for everything. So what is Lumara really? Well, the plan describes it as this kind of hybrid. Just imagine, you've got the super reliable, on-demand help of AAA, you mix that with the crisis response muscle of the Red Cross, and then you tie it all together with the local, on-the-ground knowledge of a community center. It's a pretty ambitious combination.
And the scale we're talking about here is, well, it's massive. Over 30 million people in the US alone. Now, to serve a group that big and that diverse, you can't just build an app and call it a day. The plan basically argues that you need a dedicated human infrastructure. And that right there is where this focus on the team really kicks into high gear.
So let's get into our first section here and see how this idea actually builds into what the plan calls a community shield. It's this idea of a protective layer, something that's there for you before a crisis even hits.
What's really fascinating here is just how broad the mission is. This isn't just about solving one thing, like legal help or a financial emergency. The goal is this holistic safety net, covering social, legal, financial, and emotional hardship. A mission this big directly impacts the kind of team you have to build. You need people with a huge range of skills, a ton of empathy, and the ability to handle some really complex human situations.
But, you know, a great mission needs a powerful engine to make it go. A promise is one thing, but delivering a service is something else entirely. So what does Lumara actually do for its members? How is this machine supposed to work? So what's really smart is how they plan to roll this out in phases. They start lean with what they call an MVP, a minimum viable product, giving immediate help through things like chat support and small emergency grants. But then look at how it evolves. The goal isn't to just stay as an app, it's to scale up the human side of things, adding dedicated human crisis responders and actual physical community hubs. Think of it like this. Technology is the front door, but the real service is the person waiting on the other side to help. And this brings us to the absolute core of our explainer today, the people. Because the support machine, especially one that's this focused on being human, is only as good as the team that's running it. So who's actually building this thing? Okay, so right at the very top, the blueprint calls for a lean but really powerful founding team. These are the folks who are going to be responsible for steering the entire ship. The leadership is built on 4 key pillars. You've got your standard roles, right? CEO, CTO, CFO. But then you get to the COO, and you gotta love this little detail. Their job is described as Chief Getter Done. It's a small thing, but it says so much. This role isn't just about spreadsheets, it's about making the human side of this machine actually work, from day-to-day operations to building out that entire support team. So how does a small leadership team take that big vision and actually make it happen? Well, the blueprint breaks it all down into these specialized departments, and it calls them the navigators, the people who are on the front lines with the community every single day. The plan lays out 6 core departments, and while, you need tech and finance to keep the lights on, you can see where the real action is. Member support and outreach and partnerships, that's the engine room. Those are the 2 teams on the front lines, building trust and delivering help directly. In this table right here, this just illustrates that human-first focus perfectly. Take a look at the team size they're planning for the first year. They want up to 10 multilingual support agents and 3 community outreach specialists, compared to just 2 or 3 developers. The investment is clearly in people who can talk to members, build trust on the ground, and manage crises face-to-face. Now, a team like this needs a place to work, right? But the plan here is really strategic. It's not about building some big fancy headquarters right away. It's about meeting people exactly where they are. It starts out lean and completely virtual, so the team can be anywhere. Then it gets clever. It integrates into the community by using shared spaces and places people already trust, like local churches. It's only after they've built that presence that they start setting up regional hubs and, way down the line, these full-service national centers. The team's physical footprint is designed to grow right alongside its members.
So we've seen the plan for the team, we've seen how it's going to grow, we've seen all the roles, but
Why? Why is this specific human-centric design so absolutely critical for Lumara to actually work?
If you ever want to know what a company truly values, just follow the money. And this chart says it all. The single biggest expense in year one isn't going to be servers or some huge marketing campaign, it's the people. The core staff accounts for about $1.5 million. This proves their commitment. They are literally putting their money where their mouth is because the people are the service.
At the end of the day, this whole team structure, all the financial planning, every single operational detail, it's all designed to deliver on this one simple, incredibly powerful promise. It's about making sure that when someone reaches out for help, they hear a real voice ready to listen. It's all about creating trust through a real human conversation.
The plan lays out a really clear path from a huge idea to a national safety net. And it makes one thing perfectly clear. This entire machine, from the app to the community centers, is powered by its people. So the ultimate question isn't really about the plan, it's about execution. Can this human-first model actually deliver on its incredible promise at a massive scale?